Hey guys, today I want to do a quick flip through a tarot deck that I absolutely love. This is called the Tarot of the Witches. Those of you who are fans of the James Bond movies know that this was featured in the James Bond movie Live and Let Die. So if you haven't checked out that James Bond movie, check it out because it is a really fun movie, and probably after I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go back and watch that movie because it's really cool. I haven't seen that movie since I think the late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember what year it came out. I think it came out in the 70s, but I have to go and check. But I bought this tarot deck probably about 20 years ago, and the reason why I bought it because of the title, Tarot of the Witches. I knew nothing about this tarot deck being in the James Bond movie until after the fact. And then when I found out, I was like, hey, that's cool. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to watch the movie. So anyway, this is sort of like my flip through of this tarot deck. And let's see if I can find a booklet real quick so I can let you know who the artist is. And here we go. The artist, does come with a little booklet, by the way. They kind of go over the cards. The artist is, his name is Fergus Hall. I believe I'm pronouncing that name right. Fergus Hall. And I really like this artist's rendition of the characters within this tarot deck because it's unique. He has a unique style to him. And I always love tarot decks where you look at the artist and you appreciate the artist along with appreciating the cards in the tarot deck. So I really like it when that happens. Anyway, let's go over the cards. First card I want to go over is the Magician card. Now, one of the things I really like about this artist, he does a lot of crazy things with hair, and beards. So hair and beards are like what he exaggerates in his tarot deck. So this is really cool. So this is a magician. Looks like he's holding a crystal ball. He has a cat on his side here, and he has a pointed hat. And look, check out the mustache. The mustache kind of goes out in point. So yeah, really cool. This card, those of you who have watched the Live and Let Die movie would know that James Bond is trying to flirt with one of the characters in the movie, the female character. And he basically says, hey, this card looks like you. This is the High Priestess. And one of the things I love about this tarot deck is the use of colors here. Here we have blue, and we have green, and we have a moon that's sitting on top of her head. We have a star, and we have the sun. So we have a couple of celestial bodies here. And the hair kind of goes out in points. And that's sort of like one of the trademarks that this artist has. It's a really, really awesome deck. And different, too. That's what I like about it. It's really different. This is the Emperor. This is another use of color that is really unique in this tarot deck, because it seems like, at least in my perspective, he takes colors that don't necessarily go together, but he puts it in a way in the card that the colors kind of go together, and it kind of like tells a story or kind of gives a different meaning to what you would expect within the tarot card. So we have purple and blue. And again, if you look at the card, you would notice that he does crazy things with the beard. He has it going out in points. And at his top of his hat looks like a heart. It looks like a purple heart with a sun that's coming out the middle. So I think that is very interesting. So I'm interested what the artist has to say is the meaning of this card. So this would be a good card to do a video on, going over just the meaning of the purple heart and what it means in this tarot card. Another thing that's interesting is it looks like he's holding the planet Earth in his hand, but the interesting thing here is that the planet Earth has 3 holes in it. So I find that interesting. So I don't know what's up with that. So I got to do some investigation and on this tarot deck because this is really cool. Alright, so the next card here is the Chariot. A little different than the standard Chariot. You know, the guy here looks like he's a lot bigger than the horses. So I'm not sure what the meaning or what the artist was trying to get out of this card. But it's interesting. And it looks like he has flames coming out of his hair. Out of his head, rather. And again, notice the long, super long beard he has that goes out in the point. Interesting. And of course, he has the black and the white horse that you'll see in a lot of tarot decks. Alright, so the next card. Now this one is Judgment. Now this is really, really cool. Check this card out. Again, you see the artist's style within this card, and I love the use of the blue, different shades of blue and green. And it looks like it's purple too. Yeah, it has a little bit of purple here also. And it all fits in beautifully. Green and blue here fits in beautifully. And we have Judgment that is waking the dead, or about to wake the dead. Interesting. Alright, so the next card is the Star. The really cool thing about this card is you can see the artist's sort of like fingerprint in this card, because he has a certain style that he does, and he has a certain way of depicting faces, which I really love. And you can see that in this card here, the Star. And it looks like the star is sort of like sprinkling stardust. Really cool. Alright, so the next card is the World card. And I'm very interested in seeing what this artist looks like, because I'm wondering if that's his face in all of these cards. It might be. I could be wrong. But all the faces kind of look the same. And it could be a male face or a female face, but they all kind of look similar. So I'm not sure if that is the artist putting himself in the cards or that's the artist's style. So I am going to be doing some research on this artist. Those of you who have seen the movie know that this card came up a lot. This is the Lovers card. It's James Brown. I was going to say James Brown. It's James Bond. Actually, that would be cool if James Brown was in this movie. That would be cool. Anyway, as James Bond was trying to seduce this young lady, the card that kept coming up was the Lovers card, of course. And a really cool thing about this card is it's YouTube friendly, so I can actually show you the card rather than in certain tarot decks I have to kind of cover up the naughty bits. But yeah, I can actually show you the card. Alright, so the next card, now this is a very interesting card. This is one of my favorite cards in this tarot deck. This is the Hierophant. And if you notice, the beard is sort of shaped like a pyramid. And he has bird eggs growing out the beard. So I'm thinking that maybe in a future YouTube video, I'm really going to go over this card in depth, because this is very interesting. It looks like he's sitting on the world. And for some reason, the world looks like it has bullet holes in it. So, but it's a James Bond movie, so maybe that has something to do with it also. Interesting. Interesting card. Oh, and one other thing I was going to say. If you notice, he has the crazy mustache again. The pointed mustache. One going in one direction, and the other part of the mustache going in another direction. So, yeah. Very interesting card. Here we have the Empress, similar to the Emperor. Again, you see the heart-shaped crown that's on top of the head, and you have the moon. So yeah, it's sort of like the Queen of Hearts. That's kind of feeling that I get from looking at this tarot card. And she holds the world in her hands. So she has the whole world in her hands. Yeah. Queen of Hearts. Or the Empress. Alright, so this is the King of Cups. And the thing I like about this card is the color sequence between purple, yellow, blue, a little bit of green. Yeah. It's like these colors don't necessarily all go together, and you know, see if you're trying to dress yourself or whatever, you're going out. But the way that this artist put these colors together in this card and in the other cards in the deck is very unique and very beautiful. So I love this. Love the use of color in this tarot deck. And I wonder if they go over that in the instructional book. So next video I will be delving into the book and see what they say about it, you know. Another very beautiful card is the Queen of Cups. Isn't this beautiful? See, that's like, it looks like the sun and the moon here. Or that could be a star also. And at the tips of her hair, the stylized hair, which is sort of like this artist's trademark, you see stars at the very end of her hair. Beautiful. This is a fun card. This is the Sun card. It's a fun card because it's the Sun card. And check out this happy sun here. And the cool thing about this card is, if you look at the bottom here, it has rainbows coming from the clouds. So it must have stormed, and then after the storm, you see, you know, usually see a rainbow. So, yeah. Very beautiful card. All right, let me get some light here. My computer's trying to go to sleep on me. Don't go to sleep, computer. I'm not done with the video yet. All right, this is the Tower card. Sort of like the standard card with the, you know, a tower, and you got lightning hitting the tower. The interesting thing about this card is you don't see people falling from the tower. Only thing you see falling from the tower are looks like bricks. Now, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is the Death card. Check out the colors in this card. It's beautiful. So here you have the black moon, or the dark moon, which is sort of like a black crescent moon. And you have the sun. Interesting. And, of course, Death has a sickle in his hand. So he's sort of like the Grim Reaper, right? And if you look closely here, the skeleton figure here has worms kind of coming out of his head, because he represents death, right? All right, the next card is the Moon card. And again, you can kind of see the artist's style. He has a certain way that he depicts faces, which I think is very interesting. And you can see that in the profile of the moon right here. Now, this is my favorite card in the deck. This is the Green Devil. Check out that Green Devil. Now, usually in standard tarot cards, you would see a man and a woman, and they're bound. This card is different. This is just the devil. And the devil's sitting on his throne, you know, kind of like doing like this. That's what it looks like to me. I actually know he's doing like this. Maybe he's waving to you. But he's green. He's not red, or, you know. So he's sort of like a horned god. So this is really cool. He has wings, different than your regular standard bat wings or, you know, eagle wings or whatever. These are like more along the lines of being like a stylized wings that's on him. So he's different than the regular devil card. And he has one horn that is straight and one horn that is crooked. So yeah, that's the devil card. And then you can see flames coming out the back of the card right there. Interesting. The next card is Temperance. And again, we see the crazy hair on the very top here. Thing I like about this card is if you look closely, these also look like butterfly wings. Wings of a butterfly. At least that's what it looks like to me. And you see the crazy hair, and you see the star on top of her hair, and then also the color sequence. You know, the blues and the greens kind of blend in with each other. Question: what do you get when you get blue and green together? You get green and blue. You get Gru. Green and blue, you get Gru. Some of you guys would get that joke. That's sort of like an inside joke, by the way. All right, so the last card I want to go over, and this was the card that represented James Bond in the movie. This is one of the first cards that the tarot lady drew, and like I said, this was supposed to represent James Bond. This is the Fool card, because when she first meets James Bond, you know, she's basically calling him a fool. Because he got caught and he's about to be executed by, you know, these people who look like the mafia or whatever. Anyway, that's the Fool card. So, this is my conclusion of the Tarot of the Witches. The only thing that I don't particularly like about the cards, so if you take some of the cards like the Wands, all the Wands kind of look the same, but they have like different numbers. Like this would be the 7 of Wands, and this would be the 6 of Wands. So all the Wands kind of look like this. So yeah, and then this would be swords or daggers, and of course the cards all look the same. So that would be my only complaint. You know, I think they could have done a little bit more along the lines of kind of making things a little different. But anyway, if you haven't seen the movie Live and Let Die, I would recommend you going out and getting it. And probably when I conclude this video, I am going to go out and check that movie out, because I haven't seen that movie since, what, the 80s, 70s? I think it came out in the 70s. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to go and check that movie out, because I checked out some of the scenes before I did this video, and it looks very interesting. And if I watch it again, it'll almost be like watching it for the first time, because it's been so long since I've seen Live and Let Die. And I think Paul McCartney wrote the soundtrack of that video or movie. Live and Let Die. Yeah. Anyway, and then Guns N' Roses did a cover of that back in the day too. Alright, so until next time, love is the law, peace, Uncle Jocelyn, see you in the next video.